So today we'll take up on lying. Why do we lie? Okay. So the antidote for that is to pause. That's the only thing. So when we keep on talking, there will be something which gets added up. A pause. And the pause should have two things like what I said yesterday. In the pause, we need to see whether the mind is stilled. Okay. Then we need to see whether there is restlessness, meaning if we keep means agitated, restless, whatever it is, that because that affects ekagata, meaning to be on that. That let's say somebody's talking to me, that voice, that tone, that etc. Or let's say somebody asked me something. Did this happen? Now my usual response is instinctive or impulsive. Basically, I'm an impulsive person. I think myself, Bobby, and Harry will fit into that. Instinctive. Just go by instinct. So pause. A minute pause or two. Two is best. Just pause. Don't reply. Then in that 2 minutes, reflect on these four things. That whether it is causing fluttery sensation in the body, okay? And then whether sati is coming, upetta sati. That means we have to create sati there. Okay, the whole idea is to bring sati. So it is showing up on the body? No, it will show up on the mind. But if you fail to address in the body, it will come to, sorry, mind, it will come to body. Just fair. So you can take the body. Yeah, Lata, you can be on video. No, it'll be nice. So the thing is that I'll take this pause, reflect. Then I do four things as part of Sampajanya. First is what's the purpose of my answer. Second is it suitable to say what I want to say? Third one is where my senses are heading to. And the fourth one is vimukha, or rather asammoha, no moha. Okay, that's another way of doing it. We practice. You can be like that person. So if one person comes, behave like him. Another person comes, behave like him. Another person comes, behave like him. Then if you practice this art of acting, and then you're done. You don't have to do anything. Otherwise, you have to do something like this. Meaning, I'm talking like I used to do in office. So one person comes, I start talking like him. So he's very happy, he leaves. But I'm not taking anything of it. And that's another way of doing it. Or this way of doing it. Whichever way it works, but to ensure that we are not breaking the precept. Now, why? It's the question. Because C is Śīla, in that C is cool. Sita, that's where it is come. Sita or Shita, cold. Unha or Ushna is hot. So manipulation creates heat. Unmanipulative makes it cool. Thinking makes it hot. Non-thinking makes it cool. Okay. So the thought has come. It's heating up. So cool it down. Because that person will come, talk, and he'll go away. So I don't have to do anything. Then that is lost. So just take 2 minutes pause. Okay. Now we come to the section of why do we break, or why do we tell lies? That's a thing. So he says, Eke cho musavadi hoti. He's made it as an habit. He thinks somebody is going to appreciate him if he tells lies. Why? Especially in India, as a child, somebody is going in train or even in a hotel. Even now, when I was doing my tour thing, people used to call me and say, I have two children, but we can fit in one bed. My question was, how can you fit two children and your wife and yourself in a bed? No, they're very small. Small means how small? So they used to say, my first son is 8 years old and the second one is 5 year old. But when they really reach that hotel guy calls me and say, they are almost like adults. They seem like adults. So then he will cook up a story. Right? So all for what? Saving one room expense. That's all. So the children now feel that it's fine to tell a lie. So they're saying that's fair. That's to save something, you have to tell a lie. So then everything works like that. So for you want to file a return and income tax, the auditor will say, okay, we'll do something. So you do that. So it's manipulative. The more we manipulate, it gets heated up. And that's how the society works. Right. So then if you want to unheat or you want to get cool, we have to stop. Now, we can't stop the world doing whatever they are doing, but we can stop ourselves because we have made it a habit. It's not that we wanted to do from the beginning. We've been taught to do it. This is fine to say because we never know the consequence of it. That's all. We've never been told that, okay, if you tell this is going to happen. As an example. So now what I need to do in that 2 minutes is to reflect upon before I utter word to talk, and then I have to see what is the vipaka, the fruit of that is that I will be accused of something which I've never done. So I need to bring that up. Oh, I will be accused. If not today, some other day. I'll not. So eke cho musavadi hoti, that will not happen. So then if that doesn't happen, then he will say what has to be done. Otherwise, it will be institutionalized. Many of our worldly things are institutionalized. That means the bad things are treated as good and the good things are never being brought up. Otherwise, it doesn't work. If there is nothing to manipulate, then there is nothing that works, right? So, like the project is going to get delayed, but we'll say we're almost there. It's a lie. Everybody knows it's a lie, but that's how it works. But then the question comes: are you intending to do it, or are you just making it so you don't have a choice? If there's no intention, it's fine. But you know that this is what it is. You're not participating in it. That I can do. But I can't change the society. I can't change the organization. I can't change even at home. I can't change. It's their problem, right? I can't change. I can't make their problem as my problem and try to solve that problem. That's not going to happen. I can only solve my problem. What is my problem is I've landed here is a problem. Right? It's just like somebody has fallen into sewage and he has to get out of sewage. He can't expect the family sitting there in the sewage and considering that it's their home and bring them all out of it. No, that might never happen. But I have recognized I'm in a sewage and I can get out of it. That's fine. That's perfectly is what I can do. I can relieve myself of pain, but I can't relieve every human being or every animal, whatever it is, to come out of it. May not be possible. That's what we need to understand. It's only I who can do it. So pause. If I pause, the lies will stop. So what happens to the old one? they don't get a footing. Okay, let me give you another example. Let's say you have a reservoir filled with water. You keep on filling water, it'll never turn dry. Because only when it turns dry, you will see the other things. But what if this doesn't turn dry? And it's fine, perfectly fine. So never allow the previous karma to appear. That you can do. And that's a fascinating point of Śīla. It removes it, but it doesn't do anything to the previous one. Like when I was in Brisbane, I was telling Bobby, Arhat is a person who has black thing coming. It is ended. Meaning if somebody asks, oh, did he clean all of that up? And the answer is no. But does it flow afterwards? No. The effluents end at that particular point. So anybody can go back and see how this person was. Even that person himself can go back and see how he was. That's fair. But can he remove it? The whole river is completely pure. Then that person has to work for Samma Sambuddha. Can't be an Arhat. The basic Arhat is that he has understood and he has removed the Raga Dvesha Moha. That's all. Over. Nothing more than that. Clear. So the Musavada will only happen if there is stealing. If there is no stealing, there is no Musavada. There is no lies. Now, what is stealing then? Or what is there to steal? So there are many things about stealing. If you have gone through what he says there, meaning when we say stealing, it is different kinds of stealing, including time. Let's say I'll come at 2 p.m. Okay, and it's 4 p.m. I've stolen the person's 2 hours time. And when the person keeps on calling, where are you? Where are you? I keep on saying, just around the corner. And in India, it's quite understandable. That's the reason we call it as Indian stretchable time, IST. You can stretch as long as you want. If you say 9 a.m., he might appear in 9 p.m. and you can't say anything to him because it's a agreed norm. And he assumes you're going to be there. That means you wait for him from 9 a.m. till he appears. Okay, like the recent example, we had this inauguration 31st. So we were calling that caterer from supposed to bring them food. So I told him 11:45. And we kept on calling and he kept on taking the call. It's coming, it's coming. Then he said, another funny thing, he said, nobody would come so early. It's not your problem whether somebody comes early or comes late. Will you give it 11:45 or will you give it whatever? You then set a time. No, 11:30 is not possible. We'll bring at 12:30. That's the nearest time and we'll be there at 12:30. You don't have to follow. Perfect. 12:30 is there. So he didn't steal the time and he doesn't have to tell lies to fix up that stealing. Now that caterer did both. He stole the time and he also had to tell lies. He's just there. Just there where? And he came at 12:45. Good news is nobody had come, as he said, except for Lata who had appeared early and some few people, and then everything was good. So nobody had come. He's right. Nobody has come, being a Sunday. But that's not your problem. If you say 11:45, you have to do it 11:45. So like that. So why do we get into that situation? Because we have committed. Okay. Then during our young days, when 98, 99, or even earlier, MS-DOS, we kept on copying. Windows 95, pirated, right? Games pirated. All of those are stealing. So we have stolen. Okay, Microsoft Office, stolen, pirated. Just go to the shop nearby here. He will install Microsoft Office 365 for free and give it to you. It's not a licensed one. I also know it's not a licensed one. But who is going to pay 7,000 to Microsoft per year? But my dear friend, it's stolen. So then somebody asked me, is it pirated? What would I reply? I said, it's mine. Lies. Okay, so that's the easiest example I can say. Then the resource misuse. That means I'll use whatever resources organization gives or apartment, whatever. They've asked to use water this much, I'll use as much. Everything is stealing. So the entire society is stealing. In that you have to come out. You can't change them. You can change yourself the way you see things and don't steal. Let them steal, it's okay. Don't tell them you shouldn't steal, but you don't steal. Don't tell them don't lie. You don't lie. Like that. Because you have to escape. The whole idea is to escape, not to bring them along with you. There will be foolish notion that I will get this person out of dukkha. Only you who can get out of this issue. Okay. Then another one, why the lies will happen is to justify. Everybody does it. You think if if I'm the only person who's going to be doing all this moral, the world will change. The world is very bad. You should be doing it. Otherwise, people will take advantage of us and blah, blah, all that, and then justify. The justification is to increase the dukkha. So then I have to reflect upon the goal. The goal for me, I've set, is an anagami or an arhat. That's a goal. I have to reflect back on the goal. Is it still valid, or I've already diluted it? If I dilute it, even sotapanna cannot happen. So I have to keep that and then start working, and then I get a sotapanna state. Means I'll not break 5 precepts. Then magic starts. You start getting what you want. Okay, this is very funny, but it's true. You get what you want. All this time I was working towards getting what I want. Now I stopped it. I'm being moral. I get what I want. I just say, I need this, it comes. I need this, it comes. So the faith will increase because it's coming. There's no God who is doing it. There's nobody who is doing it. The moral values will get me there. So then there's nothing to worry. So the faith increases. And when the faith increases, the Dhamma increases. And when Dhamma increases, you would like to be with those people who are doing the same thing. They are maintaining Dhamma. So that's how the Buddha Dhamma Sangha will work. It's nothing to do with religion or tradition or some kind of ideas. It's just being moral. Just don't do something which will cause you not to go back from where you came. That's all. You need not be a Buddhist to do it, or a Hindu, or this or that. Just know that you are supposed to be there. Now you're here. If something gives you a way of going back, why don't you take it and do it? You don't have to be attached to anything. You're just going back to your home. So make that as your home and work out to go there. That's it. You don't have to bother. Just go there. So when you go there, you know you're gone there. Because you will go there. Not eventually. Right here, right now. And you will go there. You means the mind will go there. Oh, that's it. So always reflect upon the negative side of, or the ducharita, the bad character that can accumulate. This is about the telling lies, and then slander, pisuna. Here, and all of this not accidental, meaning the lying is not accidental. Meaning, let me tell you an example. You never thought about it, but it just came, and then you realize it is wrong, and you go back and correct it. It's not lying, but the deliberately doing it is lying. In the same way, deliberately breaking the friendship is slander. So I see two friends, and then I want to become friend with one. So the first thing I need to have is jealousy, without which I can't do it. Okay, I am jealous of someone, either one of them or both, and I find that they are close, or I feel insecure, which is also part of jealousy only. I feel envious. For being envious, I should have vyapada. It means I should have ill will. To have an ill will, I should have something to lose, right? Otherwise, there is no point in getting ill will. So I'm losing something. That's a insecurity, and that insecurity is there because I feel privileged, and they're not giving me any privilege. And I'm feeling privileged because I feel that they're stealing something from me. So I want to steal their friendship. You got the point? Again, back to stealing. So the first act of um, immorality is stealing. And that's how in that Chakravarti Sutta, Buddha talks, the first thing that happens is stealing. Why? Because I want to steal the friendship. So to break the friendship so that I steal off whatever they are having good relation. So when I do that, I go to one camp and talk about the other. And when I go to this camp, I talk about the other. And then I become a middleman, an agent. So both of them start talking to me. And I create mistrust in both. And I create them to trust me so that they both separate and they stay with me. So I stole their friendship. And that's what I want. So that is slander, slanderous. And this can happen between husband, wife, children, two children, daughter and son, or two daughters, two sons. Mother might make one of them as a spy for the father, or the father might make one of them as a spy to the mother. The insecurity in either one of them can make them a spy. And when they become spy, they want a reward. So they, let's say the daughter goes and tells the father, this is what the mother is doing. And then the father says, very good, bring some more information. So she's stealing and she's delivering it to the father. Or the other way around, the mother is asking, look at your father, what he's doing, and bring back the information. That's still stealing. And that's slander as well. Like during my school days, my father used to send my brother, who was around 7, 8 years old, or not more than that. So I used to study for my seventh, I was in seventh grade, or so I used to study. So my father used to send him from behind. He used to peep in the window and see what I'm doing and go back and relay it back to my father. And my father used to congratulate him for doing that. Right? So he's slandering, he's stealing. What he could have done is he could have just entered the room and asked, what are you doing? Done. But what he taught his children is to slander and lie and steal. So we picked up, right? So you do what your parents does. So you pick up slander, you pick up lies, you pick up stealing. Because then stealing is fine. I don't know whether other families have this, but at least I've seen it. I used to feel why my father has to do this. He comes behind the room. We were staying in Anjana had a house, so that had a backside. So he used to come from the front door, go to the other side, and then he used to peep in. He is very small, 8-year-old. What will he can see? But he used to do something to climb up and see through the window. And he used to go and say to my father, he's studying. That's it. Or he's not studying. Two things, right? If he's not studying, he used to then call me, say, why you're not studying? Then I know he's going to come. Obviously, I'm going to study. Because I know my father might be spying on me. Very funny, right? But that's what it is. So now you can slander, you can lie, you can all the three. So this is in the family. Same thing with the religious communities. One monk talking against the other monk, or schism, stealing. Stealing, simple thing, stealing. Why that increasing YouTube likes or numbers by paying money is stealing? Okay. It's stealing. Or taking something and making as yours, doing it is stealing. So everything comes with a value. With this, you will not go up. That's the cost of doing it. So basically, we need to understand and stop. And social media. That means somebody has said, don't send this and I'll send it. Don't forward this, I'll forward it. Like that. All those are slanderous. Now, today's world is social media. So all of that, forwarding messages and enjoying the drama, fights, or adding fuel to fire. In Quora, especially, you add fuel to fire. So you add your piece and make them fight. And you enjoy. It's slanderous. Okay. So basically, Vagga Ramo, Vaggarato, that is what it would be. In that explanation, what he gives. Visunavacha hoti iti ito sutva amutra akhata imesam bhedaya amutra va sutva imesam akhata amusam bhedaya iti samagganam va bhetta bhinnam va anupadata vaggaramo vaggarato vagganandi vaggakarniyam vacham bhasita hoti. Vagga means varga, divided. You keep on dividing and dividing and dividing so that you can enjoy. So the more the division, the better it is for you. And that's being slanderous. The whole idea of slander is to divide. The reason for slanderous is envy. And the reason for envy is ill will. And the reason for ill will is insecurity. The reason for insecurity is stealing. So stealing and this one goes together. Okay. Any questions before I proceed to the next one? Any chance? Clear? So again, you have to do this 2-minute thing. Don't forget that that 2-minute thing. So you basically have to see what is the state of your mind in that. So have the chitta in a steady state. Tithi. Tithi means steady state. Bring the ekagata, oneness. Then remove the avikhepa, fluttering. Then the fourth one is upattita sati. Bring the sati. And that creates sampajanya. The purpose, suitability, where the senses are, is when I'm listening or seeing. These are the two senses which are being used. So is it getting divided or is it getting concord or discord? So I'll have to see the concord, not the discord. Why? Because Brahma Kayika is concord. It's not split up at all. Brahma realm itself is joining together. So I have to remember, that's a sukha. This is dukkha. Division is dukkha. Togetherness is sukha. I will not do that. The three places, right? Brahmakayika, Abhasara, Subhankina. I don't want to compromise. I want to reside right here, right now. I don't want anything. This is just a temporary thing where I'm put. Fine. Stay there. The slander doesn't work. Then it becomes non-slanderous. That's the antidote for that. That you reflect upon this purpose. The purpose is to be in the Brahmakayika or a Brahma state. If I'm in Brahma state, nothing to bothered about. So my mind, what we call Brahman, means the mind. Man is mind. Brahma is to expand. So when you're in an expanded state of consciousness, you are one about everyone and everything. That's it. Over. Now there's nothing more to be done. Instantaneously, it will take you beyond the 4 jhanas. It will go to 6th jhana, which is infinite consciousness. That's the best place to reside. The body is this. It's fine. This is anyway just a sheath covering. But the mind can go there and stay. So you have escaped while having Ayu as a human being, staying in a human world. You have surpassed the human world. The best word. Right? I can go there. If I can't stay in the 6th, I'll come to the 1st. 1st jhana. Sufficient. Don't have to do anything more. Just be there in the 1st jhana. So I've surpassed the Kama Loka. Because all fights happen in the Kama Loka. There is no fight anywhere else. So just remove that. Okay. Then after having achieved this non-slanderous, we'll go to the 3rd one, our speech. The first one is Andaka. First. The core quality of that is bluntness. Very blunt person. Example. You first get angry. You have to first create anger. And then say you are useless. That's being blunt. Okay. Then you have the karkasha in Sanskrit, kakasa in Pali, which means abrasive. There are 2 kinds of abrasive. One, subtle abrasiveness, where you taunt. You just taunt and make fun of that guy because he can't understand anyway that you're taunting. He thinks it's real. This is very subtle. And a strong way of is that sarcasm. Be sarcastic. Okay. And make that person's feel that. If he smiles, if he laughs at you, what's there to laugh? I think you should understand what I'm saying. So you're making him or her feel what you're saying. If he still can't understand, then you say idiots cannot understand intelligent people's knowledge. You make him feel that he's an idiot or whatever it is. So you insult basically, so that it pinches him. Or you ask somebody to deliver that message to him. There's three people are standing, and I say a sarcastic thing, and that person doesn't understand sarcastic. I tell my friend, I think this idiot cannot understand. Why don't you explain to him? The basic idea is to make him understand what I'm saying. So that is kakasa. Then parakatuka. Okay, it means wounding. You hit him by verbal blow. Instead of hitting him physically, you give him a verbal shock. So the basic verbal shock is public shaming or character assassination or whatever it is. So you just make sure that he is shamed or she is shamed. So the other side of it is body shaming. Meaning, if you can't do this, you do the other way around. And that is harsh speech. And parabhisajani means verbal assault, like you threaten of consequences. So Buddha explains it in many, like, koda samanta. It means anger. Kodha is anger, krodha, anger. Samanta is samanta means truth, real. So, but you say that with anger, no compassion towards that person. You make him an idiot and throw anger and tell the truth. Okay, and asamadhi samvattanika. That is a samadhi. The samadhi is gone, so he is restless. In that restlessness, he will utter words which makes it totally nonsense of what he's saying. It's still a very harsh words because he's this person who's delivering is totally agitated. He doesn't know what to say. Okay, so that is about harsh speech. And solution for that is, he says, Nela Kanhasukha Pemaniya Adayangama Pori Bahus Jana Kanta Bahujana Manapa. It means Nela means clean. Okay, very clean talking. Karna Sukha means pleasant. Pemaniya means love, with liking. Adayangama means heart reaching. Pori means refined. Bahujana Kanta is very dear. Bahujana Manapa is widely agreeable. That means you say in such a way that it doesn't hurt the person. That's the overall. That means he has done the same thing. 2 minute silence, reflection, and looking at all of those four, and the purpose, applicability of that, how he should deliver, then where the senses are, is it sammoha or asammoha, non-delusive or delusive. So he talks delusive. That means he just does what he's supposed to do in a very nice form. Because just verbal delivery, right? It's just language. Use the language in a proper way. That's all. There's nothing personal about it. Just use of language. So use the language which makes it pleasing to hear. Why? In that 2 minutes, I have reflected that I have to hear to the unpleasant things in future. So if I don't want to hear to unpleasant, let me not add unpleasantness in my life. So then it becomes very easy. So talk pleasant things. Stop talking unpleasant. So with that, what happens? The voice modulation, everything will be very nice. So it will be very pleasing. Now, what is the result of that action? Is that you will not get into that situation. Even though you've done it in the past, it may or may not come, but you've ensured in future it doesn't come. It doesn't follow you. Right? Now you might say the conditions exist. Yes, but if that condition cannot come, it cannot come. Just like when it is sunny day, the clouds cannot come. It's sunny anyway. But what if the condition doesn't appear? As long as it doesn't appear, these things will not come. So can you block? Yes, you can block conditions. So you can create a different condition to take over this condition. So just like you have a pot filled with flowering plants and weeds, you remove the weeds, the flowering plants will remain. As long as that land is not used by weeds, you can't get weeds. Even though there is always a possibility of getting weeds. So the akusala is that one. Kusala is that only. The equipment can cut off those things. Even though you've done it in the past, agreed, you have done it, or I have done it, agreed, but you can change now. Forget the past. Don't hanker on the past. Just look at what you can do now. Don't worry about the future now. Future is a reflection of current. If you're currently doing this, the future also will continue with that. And that's how you can find liberation. It's not about whether you become a Sotapanna or not, or Sakatagami or no, that's not an interest here. The interest here is how you can be moral. Remaining is taken care. It's automatic. Nothing specially needs to be done. Okay, so then we take the Sampa Phalapa tomorrow. Then it will cross the time. Okay, any questions? Otherwise, we can end. Very straightforward thing. Yes, Ariel.
No, it's not something well thought of, but I always thought of this ill will, vyapada, is coming because of jealousy, but it's very interesting to hear the other way around it. That's you first feel insecure and then you get irritated, then the jealousy is coming. So I thought the other way around, but it's very interesting to hear that.
Yeah, because without insecurity, nothing you will do. Insecurity is the cause of everything. Actually, you are the most secured person because of the environmental causes plus the immoral things. It makes me feel insecure. In that insecure, I'm going to do all those acts which creates more insecurity. Yes.
Yeah, but I guess part of the thought is that this may I have what he has. Only greed can make you feel that way too. But without
yes, but without you being insecure, can you ever have that? May I have more than what he has?
No. But I'm wondering, is ill will always part of it?
Ill will always come because you are not getting what you want, right? So it's always
First place, you already have ill will. Even before this jealousy is there.
Yeah. See, you want what you want and you're not getting what you want. And so then you get envious that guy is getting more than what I getting. So then even in office, right? If I come to know of my other colleague's salary, we both are in the same role, I feel cheated, feeling, right? The thing is, I feel he has stolen or my company has stolen my work, right? So I've done more than what is my appraisal, my manager has not done it properly. He has stolen away things from me. So I feel insecure and then everything starts with that. So I would lie, slander, harsh speech, everything will come based upon. If somebody asks me, how is this person? I know he's good, but I have to bring him down. Otherwise, I can't survive. So there's insecurity. So I will make him go down, right? So I'm going to tell that. And my manager ask and say, no, he's not a good fit. Let's say he or she relies on my judgment and then that person is brought down and I am put up, I feel secure. But what I did, I stole from him, right? So this is a continuous cycle now. So what I should do? I should tell facts, even though it might not give me my hike or whatever it is. Fine. I can say, yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's very difficult, Harry, but yes, we have to go back home. So you have to keep on saying, I want to go back home now, not after death, now, now. And then you work it. If it is later, who cares? Who knows? Right? We always say, who knows? But you know now. Now you can do. Yep. Rituji, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I want to know that is the reason for insecurity only that you feel that you don't get what you deserve?
No, it's not. You get what you deserve, but we always want to get what we wish.
That is much more than what you feel.
Always, Ritu, is like this. You want something. Tell the name of what sutta, Bobby.
Vilashi, whatever you're saying, the Pali words, you're saying now, you're saying so many things of Musavada, right?
It's
That
there in
sutta.
the Chunda Sutta.
Yes.
Oh, same sutta. Okay.
I'm reading out every word of that. That's all. People don't read it. They just go by English translation and say, okay, got it.
Okay, thank you, Vilash.
No
Sorry.
problem.
I asked Harry also before texting you, but he was also not clear, I think.
No, these words are coming from there only. I'm putting every word there. Every word, it is there.
Now, every time you start up the lecture, in a session, you generally tell which sutta you explain. So you missed
Yes.
it today. That's why they are asking.
Okay. Because last time also, the first thing itself, I said I'm taking Chunda Sutta. So I'm not
yesterday you told you were doing this. So.
Yeah, yesterday I joined a bit late, and I was not there. Okay.
No,
Anyway,
Chunda Sutta, AN 10.176.
Yes.
We will be doing that till all the 10 immoral deeds are done, right? So
Done.
we'll take the same one. Yeah. Ritu,
Yes.
yeah, Ritu,
Yes.
yeah, it's like this. It's insecurity is going to be there
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
You have to make it secure.
Mm.
The only way you can make it secure is by setting a target, a goal.
Okay.
So what's the goal?
The goal is to reach home.
What? Reach home. Where?
The original home.
Yes. So now you have to know that there are 3 homes where you can stay. At least one home is sure, is
Yes.
Abhasara. So when you sit and meditate, if you're seeing a light, it means that's your home.
Yes.
So keep that. Then the security comes.
Hmm.
Then all of this looks like a child play. Like, some child is picking something from here, doing something there. That is happening. This is happening. You feel why children are fighting like this.
Um,
In fact, everything we are doing in a whole day is like a child thing.
yes.
And hence it is called Putu Jana. Putu means child. Jana means persons. Persons whose mentality is like a child.
Yes.
So don't go by the body.
Hmm.
The body might be looking a 70-year-old,
Yes.
but the mind is of a
Child.
child. So what will you do with the child?
Train it.
No. You can't train a child. It will be nagging. So you just have to play around with the child.
Okay.
Right? Some
Yes.
children will listen to what you say. Some children will not listen to what you say. Some children will do what they want. Right?
Yes, sir.
But
They are different.
But the mother will keep on looking what child requires and keeps on giving. So that is how it is called what you deserve,
Yes.
not what you wish for. So we
Yes.
all get what we deserve. Supposing you become an adult instead of a child, that becomes Pandita.
Okay.
Bala and Pandita. Bala means child. Pandita means one who has learned, knows, adult,
No. Knowledgeable.
knowledgeable. So then you know how to get it.
Okay.
So if you have Śīla, you get it. That's it.
Yes.
Over. Child doesn't know, except for crying, doesn't know how to get it.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Pandita knows how to get it.
Yes. That is the Pandita has full faith and he's working towards the goal and he's got it.
He's got it because of Śīla, not just because he's working towards the goal.
Yeah, that is he's working with the Sila also. He's
Not
having
also. Not also.
only.
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 Only. No, also.
Okay.
Without the Śīla, without the morality, you will not get. It's very simple, Ritu.
Yes.
If you kill, you lose life. Your Ayu is reduced. Simple.
Yes.
It's like tit for tat. You do this,
Immediate.
you get it. You don't do this,
Yes.
you don't get it. Simple.
Simple. It is law.
Yes, it's law. It's law. Take the law as a law. You do,
Yeah.
you get it. Don't get it.
It's so simple. Yes.
Don't steal. So you get everything.
Yes.
What it has got to do with anything? Just don't steal.
Yeah. Don't think what you deserve, what you don't deserve.
Just don't steal.
Ah.
And with whomever you've stolen till now, just apologize.
Yes.
And then don't do it again. Now, I didn't know. Agreed. I didn't know. As you didn't know. Now you know, right? As a bala, as a child, you never knew.
New ignorance. Yes.
Ignorance. Now you know.
Yes.
Now you can't act like a child.
No.
That's all. Now don't do it.
Correct.
Oh, I killed 100 ants. I agree, you killed 100 ants, but did you...
That time.
Out of intention, you killed 100 ants. But now you're going to kill another 100 ants, let's say, but not with intention. So you don't have an intention of killing. You might walk over it and 50 ants might die.
Yeah. Possible.
But you don't have an intention to go behind an ant and kill them.
No.
Exactly. So if you can maintain that with everyone, you are non-killing.
Yes.
Right? And you're also not doing character assassination of a person, etc. like that, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Right? So that's first one. Second, don't steal. No, I had stolen an eraser while I was a child. That's all fine, boss. But now don't steal.
Yeah. And if you really remember from whom you stole, just apologize.
Exactly. If he's alive, go back and tell that I did. He said, you're gone mad. Instead of that, you mentally say, you remember all of them and say sorry for once and don't do it over.
Yes.
Same thing with lying, slander, and harsh speech.
Yes.
That's it. So just do that
Yes.
and don't do it.
Yes.
That's all what you need to do.
Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
more than that. So it's not about wishing or deserving or whatever.
Yes. It's not like
You will
if
not
what.
get because you have done these mistakes. Now you
Ah,
stop doing it, you will get it over.
yes.
That's it. Good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Chirag.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, what are your thoughts on lying by omission or dodging the answer? So let's say, in your life, you'll have all kinds of people, right? And sometimes they may not have the mentality at this moment, which lets them, by which, you can communicate that answer in an honest way. So sometimes you have to think about how to respond based on that situation of that person.
Yes, you
But
need
that also means you may not really say what they're asking for. So you may dodge the question, or withhold information. So what are your thoughts on that being a form of lying?
Yes, so let's take an idiot. An idiot is an idiot, right? You know he's an idiot. Or he or she. Now he's been proven as an idiot. He can't understand. So you can't say truth as truth. Should you manipulate? No, use words diligently. In the 2 minutes pause, you extend it by 5 minutes. Use words and phrases and sentences such a way that you're not telling any lie, but you're putting it in a proper way. Just like I can ask ChatGPT, polish it and say. So it'll polish it and say. No lies. Absolutely the truth. But if I tell him as it is or tell her as it is, it will turn it into a fight rather than understanding. So I will tell him in a way, like, a doctor, he wants to say, you have so and so disease. He knows this person is having high blood pressure and his heart is weak. Should he say everything, whatever it is? Take it like that, Chirag. Now, when he says, he should say, yeah, don't worry. You have some issues, but it is curable. He's not saying lie, it's curable. But it depends on the conditions, right? Every disease can be cured. So he's not lying. He's saying it can be cured. Doctor, tell me, will I live or not? Yeah, we are here to help you to live better. Give us some time. We will do all our best to get you a good life. Right? So that's all what he can do. Whereas a person can take the feedback in a proper way, tell him what it is. Yes, Chirag, go ahead.
So let's say in this situation, right? Let's say there's a high blood pressure problem, and the doctor knows it, and the patient is specifically asking, "Do I have high blood pressure or not?" And the doctor is saying, there is some issue, but it's going to be okay. So is it? Would you say it's withholding information, or
No, you're not withholding information. See, you have to cleverly, this is always pandita, means this person is clever, not manipulative. He's clever. He knows how to understand people's psyche and say. It cannot be black and white and it can't be manipulative either. You need to know how to deliver. In the pause, you have to understand how you want to deliver it. So that's the reason in verbal speaking, you should pause. Then only you can do it. Otherwise, you will just say what comes.
Right. And I'm also thinking, because I think obviously, when you look at it very deeply, I think Śīla is really about your own heart, right? What's actually happening in your heart? What's your intention?
Exactly.
Obviously, sorry. Go ahead.
That's the reason, Chirag, you have to pause. See, taunting example, which you say some jokes. I've seen it. That might not look joke. That person might take it really offensive. But for you, it's a joke. So you have to pause. When you pause, you know whether that he or she can take a joke or not. Right? So we have to use our discernment. We need to know how to understand ourselves and then deliver the speech.
Right. I think that's also part of the sampajanya. Obviously,
Yes.
you may have intention, but you have to foresee the consequences.
Exactly.
Your intention might be good, but is the consequences good for whatever you want to do?
Yes. So, like, if I don't understand, if I don't know that the person who is standing in front of me cannot take jokes, he'll take it seriously. I should at least say, hey, I'm just kidding. Don't take it serious, and tell him, which really spoils that kidding thing, but that's what I need to do. Or don't tell him joke at all. Don't take it in a very jocular fashion or sarcastic fashion or whatever it is. Just tell in a plain words, because he can't take it. He or she cannot take it. So you should know who will take what and then deliver it accordingly. There is no textbook definition that with everyone do like this and do that. So take the pause.
Yeah, I think with this it becomes a lot more clear. I mean, let's say, just to summarize, I think a couple of things. First, Śīla is really about your own heart. Obviously you can think, oh, what's going to happen to the other person. But first of all, the intention should be pure. And if you pause and have that wisdom, then you can also see the consequences. So let's extending it a bit further, right? And then you can choose the right action. Let's say in that situation.
Yes. So what you need to get in the pause is upattita sati. That means sati means mindfulness or awareness. Upattita means completely established. It's the mindfulness or the awareness is established on what that person is going to think after you deliver. For that, you take the sampajanya portion, which is 4 things. One is the purpose of my delivery, what purpose it's going to serve, the suitability, the condition on which I'm going to deliver it. Sapaya is condition, how that is going to work. The senses, indriya gochara, that means how my senses are performing, eyes and ears, basically. Then sammoha or asammoha, is it going to take into delusion or taking me out of non-delusion? Meaning, is it going to take me personal or it is just a delivery? If it is just a delivery, it is asammoha. There's no moha. If something personal is there, I want him or her to listen to me or expectation, all that is sammoha. And then there would be problems. If I don't expect him to do what I say, I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it, then it's asammoha. So the purpose is non-personal, suitability is non-personal, indriya gochara is non-personal, and asammoha anyway is non-personal. So as long as I can deliver non-personal, not taking as though it is mine, if I can deliver it, it will always be on Dhamma. Like that.
Yeah, I think this is great. I think very good for practice.
Yeah, simple. Take everyone as you and you deliver it to yourself. It's a reflection of you. That's it. The other person is you only anyway. So just deliver to yourself. How you would deliver to yourself? If you are an idiot, how you deliver it? Deliver it. If you are a smart person, if that other person is smart, that means you are smart, deliver to yourself being smart. If some person takes it personally, you see how you take it personally and deliver it. If some person is manipulative, weird, whatever it is, and then you look at yourself being weird and manipulative, how you would deliver it. In that 2 minutes pause, you have to do all of this. That is why Buddha says you require to know what is happening with you before you do anything. Then you are in Brahma Vihara. Delivery becomes one another example, since Bobby is there. And when Bobby and Shaniel were giving me feedback, you do this, Vilas ji, especially Bobby. He is so concerned that he's concerned of what my students are going to think when they are there. Very concerned person. So should I not do what he says? Or should I bulldoze him and saying, I am the teacher, or are you the teacher? You tell me that. And then Bobby would say, obviously, you are my teacher, do whatever you want. And looking at that, Shaniel would have withdrawn a little bit. Because they both used to look at me, what is this guy doing? Because they both used to sit and meditate, and I'm not at all participating. Forget about sitting there and meditating. The poor guys are sitting and meditating. Now, what should I do? I should see like this. That creates harmony. And all the 43 days, we had such an harmonious living relationship. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Mangalaji.
Sir, in a situation where you come across a very evil person, for example, I'm a mother and I have a 10-year-old daughter, and somebody comes and violates her. Do I have the right to go and kill that person?
No.
And why not? Because he has nearly I mean, when a person violates a very, a juvenile, I think it's worse than murder for that person.
Number
So,
one, Mangala, is there a person called as your daughter or any
no,
human being?
I am actually what happens is that we have been through near situations. As a woman, I've been lucky that I have been able to take the right intent, right. I've been in the right milieu, say, or I've been lucky. But every woman, has escapes through at least. So that is very terrifying. Ever since childhood, we women, and like you said, don't be a woman next janam. Which again I disagree. I'll argue with you in that in some time when I this thing that that's not the answer. We have to change the whole world, and Buddha will show you the way. That is a different story. But suppose in that case, if I'm responsible for, say, my mother, my child, who is in this situation, you tell me how I should respond.
Look, Mangala, any one of the immoral deed, no matter how you are seeing it, is still immoral. You can't do one immoral to break the another immoral. That means somebody has raped a 10-year-old, you can't kill that person and make it moral. You killing that person is as immoral as that rape person. So you are going to bear the consequence of killing, and he is going to bear the consequence of raping. Raping is stealing, right? So then what is going to happen? He is going to get into animal kingdom. Then you are killing. What is going to happen? You are also going to end up in the animal kingdom. So both can become friends there. And one can be a husband, and another can be a wife in that situation. Mangala, did I answer?
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, I mean, I would just like to emphasize that being, maintaining your seal is not easy. It's very, very painful. When people around you, the world around you is all doing the wrong things and you stand up for your seal, it's not easy. It's very difficult. It's very painful. But of course, like you gave an example, it does pay in the end. It takes a long time, but yes, it's important that you look at yourself and you look at the consequences. And even that, I mean, that is the answer that I have found. Thank you, sir, for your explanation.
No problem, Mangala. The only thing you can do is look at where is your home for everyone, the same home. And we have got misguided, and we are here. Now, while you're returning back to home, you're seeing people in bad conditions, like the 10-year-old going through the mental trauma of somebody molesting or somebody doing something to her within the family circles or outside or whatever it is. And you feel worked up, you should forgive that person and forgive that girl because you want to go back home. You can't carry her home nor this person home.
Thank you, sir. Very. I mean, it's an answer that I can understand and relate to. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
you forgive all the three. Yourself seeing that crime to that person who is going to definitely go into the lower realms, and this girl, what she would have done to get this, just let it go.
Right. Sir. Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Namo Buddhaya. Good day. And May, go ahead.
Just a quick question about when you said you see the light during meditation. Is it different? Is that light different from the light that you see in fourth jhana? Yeah.
Which one?
The light that you said you see, and when you said you are in the abhasara realm,
Fourth
you see the light.
one. Fourth one. Abhasara is a fourth. You will see the light in fourth, which is nothing but Abhasara's light.
All right. Is that light different from, like, sometimes in meditation you can see light, like bright light? I mean, I don't know whether that's the same.
See, any light when meditation means you are light. The mind is able to see the light.
Yeah.
Whether it is a little light, a big light, a huge light, or a huge like a sun or whatever, it doesn't matter. Abha means light. Sara means essence. Essentially, each one of us is light.
Yes. Okay. Thank
So
you.
that is the reason we need to be compassionate to everyone, because essentially everyone is a light. Who were independent, were not dependent on anything, and they didn't require anything for survival. They survived on their own essence. Now, because of the greed, they started eating something and they started getting lower and lower and lower and lower, and now we are here. Essentially, we are light. And we are trying to search our home back. And that is happiness. So you search for happiness. You're seeking. Every person is seeking happiness. Why? Because that's his original home.
Thank you.
Sure. That Bobby's friend Sajal, he's sitting for 8 hours in meditation and also running his bakery for what? Happiness. Are we going to Sunshine Coast or to Gold Coast? It's also for happiness. Driving is also for happiness. Everything is for happiness. Eating is for happiness. But they are conditioned. That's all. And you will never get it. The only happiness is you. If you know how to go inside, drops out everything. You got your home. That's it. And be happy. Yes, Chirag, Dhamma is remembering the way back from where we came. That's all. It is showing you, hey boss, this is not your home. Come on. Got mad. And I'm trying to make it sure. No, this is my wife. This, what? A solid object, your wife? Gone nuts. It's a doll. What are you talking? Your wife? Oh, my daughter. Daughter? What are you talking? My son, my this, my that. Yes, Bobby.
Yes, did you say the Abhasara is fourth just now?
No. I was telling her in the fourth you get light. In every jhana you get light. After the first jhana you start getting light. In fourth it becomes huge. So I told her, just like what she sees in the fourth jhana, Abhasara is light.
Abhasara is always you connect with second jhana, right?
Yes, it's second jhana, but it is also light.
Okay.
Abha is light. That's the reason in English they have put in the Abhasa, they put streaming radiance. You have seen that English translation.
But in fourth jhana, you go beyond Abhasara.
Yes, it is Vehapala.
Vehapala.
So the Sukhavati is in Brahmakaika, Bhasara and Subhankina.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Sukhavati.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So let's be in Sukha, Bobby. Why be in Dukkha? We all came from there. So we've been school friends from there. Maybe childhood friends from there. Okay, all right. Should we end the day? Okay, good day and see you tomorrow with the Sampapalapa. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.